So a bit late. I had to get a few of those figures out in the WhatsApp group. Do beg your pardon. So I was a bit chucked for time because I had quite a bit to do this morning on discuss stuff in morning meetings. So do beg your pardon. Good morning, everyone. Morning, guys. Yeah. Sorry about a moment too late to start there because it says the last 3-4 minutes. Make sure I don't do typo errors. Stuff out on the group WhatsApp, etc. Make sure it's correct. I hope you can read through and it's clear. Right, good enough. So I've got a few people on board. A few people will be joining. That's great. Good morning. All to a Monday morning that's not at the moment raining. Well, and Joburg, anyway. Can we speak for Joburg? Don't know what it's like around the rest of the country. We had a good weekend. Quite a nice Nedbank challenge and the sport there. You know, we used to call $1 million. And of course, South didn't do too well in the rugby. T20, England did pretty well on winning, but so it's not a bad sporting weekend. Okay, all right. Morning, everybody. Right, where were we? We'll start with the trade ideas we got out. We'll start with AUD-JPY. It's a bit sideways, but I see some upside. I think the JPY, after the CPI coming out on Thursday, is grossly overbought, and I see it could weaken a bit. Much I see there could be a pullback upwards. That not a pullback as in down, but a pullback north on the dollar and the yields. So I expect it could be after that massive move. My opinion, slightly over the top. No ways we're out worldwide. The problems of the major debt we've been talking about. And there was an article written by not Powell himself, but one of his deputies, saying that the hawkish stance remains. It's a nice bit of news, but it's still way above inflation. And there's going to be an interest rate increase next month. That's almost a go-go. But whether it can be 750 or 75 basis, it's not 75 is not out of the question. Coming down from 114 down to 111, and recently, over a day or so, 111 to 106 something, is a massive pullback. I think there could be a bit of, and it's already occurred since midnight this morning on opening, or 1 o'clock on opening, or whatever it was, a bit of a pull up. So I think there's going to be a bit of a pullback on the Japanese yen, and I think the slightly stronger of the two where it's standing. It's a bit of a range trade. It's in the neutral zone, and I think you can get some upside there. I'd like a little bit more decisiveness than that candle being offered, but we've got the stop loss below this guy here. We'll look at the 4-hour chart, going quickly because we want to get this trade going, and then we can relax. So it seems to be a bit of upside occurring. So I see that as a buy. I'll put it back up again. It was sent out to all my guys who are on my WhatsApp group with the details. For those who aren't, who want to be on it, remind me. I'll paste on the what's called chat line there. Just remember to be a part of my WhatsApp group. A company's made it now where it's minimum $2.5 grand your account. The guys who are on it with below that will not be taken off. That was previous. It's not fair on them. But any new guys who want to join, I need $2.5 grand in there. What it's a member of that group, people already on it will know, gets daily updates, trading signals posted direct to them. Makes it a lot easier. That's why it's held up now. Post them to get it fresh off the press. That's my undertaking. But the reason why I put it up a bit is to try to get people seriously. We're trying to get away from these guys who think they put a few $100 in their account and they're going to start winning money on these markets. This is, I mean, we're talking about $5, $6, $7, $8, which is, and trying to attack $1 trillion market. It's not going to happen. They've got to realize, do the maths, and I agree with that. They're not doing. Never mind me, it's me themselves. They're not doing themselves a favour being so utterly and totally uncapitalised. They've got to think a little bit and say, hang on a minute, I'm trying to compete in a car race with a broken down bicycle. I'm wondering why that's battling. You can't diversify. You can only go one at a time, only 0.01. Everything's against you. So if you can't battle on, if you can, do yourself a favour and get on the group WhatsApp, get the capital. You need to have a business where you've got the capital, the knowledge, and the equipment. If you don't have them, how can you possibly compete with guys who have all three? And remember, it's a zero-sum game. The ones that don't have pay the ones that do have. So if you want a proper business, you go with nothing, you can't compete with the guys who actually are trying to go the whole hog. Doesn't mean to say you're going to start banging lots of money out for the best. I mean, guys with a bit of knowledge will do better than the guys with a lot of money. But I'm saying you need a bit of capital and you need to take the trouble to gain that knowledge as well. We've got too many people with no money, no mathematical sense, no equipment or tools off a broken cell phone, and not even understanding what leverage is or anything, and trying to compete slightly after 3-day medical aid course, trying to compete with a doctor. It's not going to happen, and just bear up to it. Take this properly. It's a fantastic opportunity, but like any opportunity, you've got to put something in to get something out. Hope that's all clear. Okay, thanks, Vedna. Yeah, you're great. You stick it, you gain the knowledge, and I'm very much on your side. We've chatted. If you haven't got, I know your circumstances, it doesn't matter. You've got some, you're making the effort, and that's just as, I'd rather have a guy with 5 or 10 grand in their account who's making the effort and getting knowledge, and somebody who thinks, I'll buy my way through it, and I'll put a couple $100 grand in. It's no idea, but just sheer money will push you through. In the end, you just increase your downside. It doesn't work that way. You need both of it, so we'll work on that. Okay, right. And as I say, always try and employ a bit of common sense. If you put nothing in, you're not going to get something out. Whoever sells you that, it's not doing you a favor. If you put sod all in, you get sod all out. I've done anything. No millionaire thinks I'll do it half-heartedly. The sod all idea what I'm doing becomes a millionaire. You know, they put you same as that. Right, AED-JPY, those are the figures. We sent it out for 93.20 as an entry. You know, I'm not being harsh, guys. I'm just pointing to reality to do you a favor. Last thing I want is someone who's just rustled up a few $100, all they've got, think they're going to suddenly make their fortune here. Rather buy a lottery ticket, it's cheaper. Okay, where's that? Yeah, so 93.20, but slightly above, it's not much. But if it gets to 93.30 above, I think maybe wait for a pullback. If we get one, might not. We don't want to chase it too far. If it gets below there and you like it, you're getting a better price. For goodness sake, if it's below that, don't put a buy stop in. That's why anything I put in, buy at so and so or better. Better means it's a long and lower price. If it's a short, a higher price. So if the signal is a short and it says 95 and it's 95.20, you're clearly getting a better price. If it's a buy at 95 and it's 94.80, clearly getting a better price. So what a pleasure. You get the idea. Okay. Please, again, use basic knowledge. If you still can't grasp that, grasp it. If you still can't grasp it after trying to grasp it, I've had guys say, I've been to platform training, I still don't understand it. You've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to ask, is this for you? You know, not everyone can be a doctor, dentist, a trader, a lawyer, a plumber, or whatever. You've got to ask, is it for you? Okay. Right, where were we? Okay, so there it is, AED-JPY. It's all on there. The problem is now, see, the risk reward is not going to do any favors. But anyway, it's up there. It's jumped a bit. So the guys have got in on the signal, which was sent out just in the last 10 minutes or so. With a recent risk reward, they start to go to profit. The other one, I'm knocking that off now. You should all have it, pen and paper handy. You've got to move it when signals come out. Was a sell at 1760 on gold. I personally think that the dollar is overcooked. I think it's going to strengthen a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to go way back to 112. I don't know. Anything could happen. But I think it's a bit oversold at the moment, which means a negative for gold. I think gold is overbought. So, I mean, it's gone up. What's this now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. How far it's gone in 5 days? In 1 week, it's gone up nearly $100. In 1.5 weeks, it's gone up $150. It's however good it is, it's got to take a breather, profit-taking breather, and I see some downside. We got a 1780 stop and a 1727 TP, and you're getting a slightly better price. Remember, I said on the signal 1760 or better. I still sent it out at 1760, slightly above that, 1760 or better. I like this one. I'm going quickly because we want to get these trades sorted before we can chit chat. What's happening there? So just excuse me, I'm not in the chat line, I'm looking mostly at the chart at the moment to get this out. What's this happening? There we are. So the stop loss of this one is 1727. There we are. And that's a short. Okay, 1760 with the trade, so you're getting a better price. So don't suddenly put a sell stop rather in this one. You're getting a better price. So 1760 is a sell and it's above that, what a pleasure, you're getting a better price. That's 31 Rand a micro because the contract size is only 10. I mentioned maybe increase the contract size to 100 to make it in line with things like the Nasdaq and the Dow because the size of the numbers there. And the office said quite rightly, I suppose, really, don't confuse guys. To start to confuse and going in 0.1 when it now should be 0.01 because it's 10 times the contract size. To get confused on the maths. I don't think that's a valid excuse. If you haven't got the maths, you shouldn't be able to do this. You should forget the maths. You need to know the basic arithmetic. But that apart, trading guys get it. The other guys don't, so we'll look after them. We'll encourage them to come here. But this one, I see some downside. Okay. I hope we do have a good week. Okay, I'm just looking here. It was a hell of a ride Friday. It seems to be coming right. Oh, that's right. Yes, I think it's KCADJ works. It was. That's why I said to the guys, modify your stop. All that did that was stopped out in a profit. Then the thing went up again. They weren't on board. Then it came flying off again. So I thought after they got stopped down, probably they're going to miss out. And then they got flow off again. They didn't do. So it was a roller coaster ride, but it made money. I got out the dollar yen and forfeit the stop. And I got out the CADJPY, came up and down, up and down, up and down. Last I looked just now is about break even. We'll look at it in a minute. But I want to get these things sorted out first. Anyone likes it, didn't get it's not on the groups and didn't get it and not in, can now look to get it if they want. If anybody there's got not on the groups, has got 2.5 grand or more, just let me know and I'll post my WhatsApp on now. But please don't sort of say, well, I've only got 300, put me on there, because I won't. Simple as that. Okay. For your sake as well, so you waste your time. Roger, trading support. Trying to get guys off this something for nothing attitude. But that guy told me I could do all that. Well, the guy told me the other day I could look like George Clooney if I pop this pill, but I don't think that's going to occur. You have to think a little bit. Okay, right. So if you've got that 2.5 amount and you want to be on the group app, which means you get off the trading signal sent to you direct, fresh off the press, daily updates and various bits of information we feel will be of value to you. You can then WhatsApp me on there and give me not, hello, this is me from the trading room. Can you upload me? Please, guys, who the hell are you? I had a guy the other day, it took about 10 minutes of my time to find who he was. Just put in, this is Joe Blogs 173254, whatever the number he is. Makes my life, I can check it out, upload it, job done. I get busy here, and we don't spend around trying. Who are you? I'm George. And he says, George, who? You get the idea. Give me information. Don't let me drag it out of you. I'm not trying to look for any secrets, trying to save time. Okay. Be forthcoming. Right. So there's the gold. If you want it, sell it. And we can move on. Right. Knock that off. Okay. I want to sell 115 on gold. Does that mean I want to sell 1.15 as a position size? Is that what you're saying? Is that trying to get it through to people, Vedna? You know, sort of. Okay, 1.15. That means that means 1.15 is $11.50 per dollar movement on the gold price. So if you've got a $20 stock, it's $11.50 times 20. So your risk is $220, maybe $225. Multiply that by 15 is 252. It's about just under $4 grand. Just saying, if you're happy with the $4 grand risk, Marius, then you can go for it. Yeah, it should actually be slightly less than that, to be honest, because you're getting a better price. It's probably about 3.5 grand, just so you know. Okay, so 1.15, not 115. Won't go through. Don't worry, you can't make a mistake and break yourself because he won't accept you haven't got the funds. 115 is $1,115 a dollar movement, so clear that, and your margin would be too high. So that's fine if you're willing to risk about 3,500. Okay, I can do that, but only after 11 o'clock. obviously, because I'm on here now. The only time I stop this, if we want to get a trade idea sent out, said, excuse me, I'll pop it out there, but I'll upload you afterwards. Good enough. Okay, right. Where were we? Gold. Okay, so we can move on. We'll go for the bad one first. Sent out for United States. United States dollar, USD as a buy. And get the figures now. Just give me a second. I think it was around about these levels. Just a second. Give me a moment. I just want to check it out here. Where was it now? So much is in it. Yeah. No, it's wrong one. That's why I get typos on it. Just set a few out and mix them up. 139.50 and a 138.50 stop. Unfortunately, that got stopped out. As you can see, got down to 138.45. Just stop the guys out. Just shows, just 10 pips difference and still be in and be okay. But unfortunately, stopped out. One of those things. But I still see upside on this one. But maybe if you just got burnt last time, you might be scared to do it. But I see there's some upside on this one. The other one was, you mentioned there, CHF-JPY, sent out as well. So let's let these guys in. Let's get a bit quick this morning because we get all up to date. So just give me a moment. Let's get them to date on everyone. CHF-JPY. Just give me a moment. What was the price again on that? Must have already written down somewhere. I can't find it. Where is it now? Whatever. CHF-JPY. Where is it now? Bloody hell, where is it? Can't find it. Anyway, there's so much being sent out trying to get back. Can't hold the trading room up all that time. But it seemed to do okay. And it still seemed to go. I think it was a 136.50. Was it 105 the stop to? I honestly can't remember. There's so much stuff on it. God, where is it now? I'm sorry, guys. There's too much stuff. Tabled there to find it. But I think the guys got stopped out. Should you chase it now? Do I see upside? In a word, yes. But my main worry, so I'm not too keen to jump in again at this stage, is the fact it took out that 50-day, and look what happened to the sellers coming in. I still do not understand what's holding that Japanese with a strong price of oil and coming back so far. Maybe it was undervalued. I think it's got to stay to overvaluing, but the buyers don't seem to think that. So I'm not sure I want to be chasing it again until I can get a confirmed break above the 50-day. But I still see upside on it. I just don't know why it's down there, to be honest. But because it went up this morning, it's only 10 hours old, just under, and the sellers came screaming in again, makes me a little worried. That wick is the only reason why I'm not that keen to jump in again. Otherwise, I see a potential, and I'm writing it down as a potential for another one. Because, guys, a lot of them, I think, were out of that one at a profit. So I'm going to put that down. CHF to keep an eye on. I've got a few to do today. Because what happens when you get a day like the Thursday, Friday, it can be a disaster unless you go on the right side. We can also, afterwards, offer a lot of opportunities, okay, where we get back to much better value to take advantage of. Okay. You see the break above here. No, I agree with you. Yeah. Kim, I agree with you. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah. If it breaks above there, maybe 148, start looking to buy it, take it up, etc. I tell you what, I'm even think is another opportunity here is a break back down here, which I don't think is going to occur. Buy it. Buy it back if it pulls back to there. And the only time I'd say going now is you're going to be super aggressive, which I don't mind a person doing, but if it goes wrong, they mustn't cry too loudly because they're going super aggressive, thinking, oh, well, I'm going to take that, that's okay. And it doesn't work out. Forgot that it was a super aggressive. Okay, just bear that in mind. Okay, so bottom line is super aggressive, you want it upside down, you believe in it, which I do. Rather be prudent and wait for a break, as Kim pointed out, or maybe a pullback. Either way, keep a strong eye on it. This is a good potential, this one. Right. Any question before we go on to Eurocad and all the rest? Because I've got that written down to look at as well, by the way. Who got that right? Actually, I've got that to look at as well. Oh, yes, I knew there's another one. Thank you. KD White, JP. I seem to be doing all right. I've got a trade idea at 105 on the dot. It's still in, popped up nicely on Friday. Some guys might have taken it. Be out now. Thank you very much. Then it pulled back again, danced around, like Sean pointed out, on the CHF JPY. But I still see upside on it. I think it's way overcooked. Well, actually, I think the Canadian's way undercooked and the Japanese is way overcooked. In other words, put in proper jargon, I think Canadian dollars oversold and the Japanese not just overbought, way overbought. So at this stage, okay. So I see the opportunity there. We got the trade at 105, which sleeps into a bit of profit. I'm in it myself, so I'm backing it up. And I'm in the gold, by the way. CHF JPY, I'm out. I took it. I got knocked in the yen, I'll be honest. All the others I went for, and they're okay. The one that did knock me was a dollar yen. Okay, so right, CAD JPY 105. Does anyone want to join it now? Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Will you come up now? Come on, data. Hovering a bit on this one here, first thing this morning. Oh, wait. 8 to 12, 4 to 8, 12 to 4. But it's trying to press up. Weekly, and telling you there, at the bottom of the range in the weekly, that's another tip to the buy. However, it turns you on, a bit of hovering there, a bit of indecision, but I think the Canadians follow the American at the moment, and the Americans still a little bit sideways, surprisingly. I thought we'd get a bit more of a jump. We have had a jump this morning, but not as much as I would have liked, actually. But at least it's starting to try to go north. So I do see upside there. Can we chase it is what the question is at these levels. Who didn't do a not on my WhatsApp, basically. Down here to there, it's only 75, 80 odd pips. Take it up to there, it's too far. Take it up to there. Yeah, take it up to there, be fine. Anyone want to join this now? It's not, or if you're already, please, again, don't join again. I have to repeat that because people continually do it. Don't double up. But if you're in, great. If you're not in and want to chase it here, anybody like to do it? Yeah, if you're in, clear, that's irrelevant. Who is not in and would like to join the year? That's what I'm after. In. Anyone to go in? Whether it's nice, interesting, I'm sorry, it's great to hear, but it's not relevant. I'll go into my demos even more irrelevant. Who wants to go in at market live at this price? Have you gone in now? Not in already, gone in now. I'll try and phrase it in legal terms. Anybody want to go in now at this price on a live? Okay, anybody else? Okay, good enough. We'll write that down as a TR1. TR, what's it? 105.10. Just a second while I write it down. Where's the stop there? I forgot about that. Actually, it might help to put the damn thing up. Sorry about that, guys. And we said there, we'll do it. Let's see how that works out. 106.70. It's 74, as it says there. Okay, why not? Ignore the 5th decimal point, or about 7's there. Ignore it. It's a point. Risk reward's not a problem. 110 bucks a mic. That'll do. 104.24, 106.74. This starts getting going, which you may or may not do. We can modify the stop and get some more out of it. Okay. I won't be sending out to the WhatsApp group because most of the guys are still in that. It's not a new trade, but I've written down as a TR1 for this morning. Okay. Happy. Such a big volume, Roger. Such a big volume, Roger. You have max capital. Sorry, Max, I don't know what you're talking about there. Can you make a statement? I question it. Please clarify, because maybe I'm missing something there. You can always unmute to clarify if you can't do on the live chat. You use 0.1 if it turns you on. just multiply by 10. I prefer 0.01 because then you got something to work with. You just multiply by 10, 20, 50 or whatever. 0.1, the guy's, well, I suppose you could divide by 10, but seem to battle with that for some reason. But anyway, so do that, and then it's 110 odd rand a micro. If you want to risk 1,000, it's 10 micros, clearly. Lot size is 80. Where did it say lot size 80? I'm sorry, Max, I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe I'm a bit sick. Can anyone help me out? Maybe it's happened before, guys have pointed out and I've missed it. Oh, so you just don't understand. Oh, sorry, because sometimes I misunderstand, lost in translation, and I miss the point. Okay. My RR is 1.76. So don't laugh. I need to know what's going on because I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to move on. I want to ask you a question. I want to enlighten you, but I can't. You don't clarify your question. Position sizing, obviously, I get that. So 180 is the risk, that's fine. 110 per micro is fine, volume. Stop loss TP, what else do you want? Oh, I see what you mean. So everybody included the small, medium, and large amounts. If you've got a $1 million account, you can just do the maths. I'm going to risk 20,000 rand. I divide 120 to 20,000, and I get my position size. I've got $1,000 to risk. I can't obviously do that, so I've got to start looking at micros. So everyone's covered. It's per micro. Just multiply up.
Roger.
Okay. Go for it. Yeah.
Sorry, Fani. He's referring to your buy and sell indicator in the left-hand top side where the position size is stating as 80. Little bit higher.
Oh, that. Oh, no,
yeah.
No.
That's what he's referring to.
Oh,
sorry.
I see what you mean. Don't even worry about that. Just ignore that. Don't take me notes. Don't worry about it. I see what you mean. I'm sorry. I'm being a bit thick there. I thought I was, because when you started laughing, I thought, Roger, I have a feeling I'm being a bit on the dim side there. Thank you, Fani. You saved my day, made me more of a fool of myself. Thank you. I got you. Don't worry about it. Ignore that. This is not my account. This is a virtually empty account, which I'm just using for demonstration purposes. My other account is obviously my business, and that's why it's got that funny figure there. Ignore it. Okay, sorry. Thanks, Max. Sort it out. Okay, so there's a CAD JP. Let's move on. I've got a few to sort out. We'll start off the one was asked, which I've also got written down. EUR CAD. I'll look at this one for a seller. I think, yeah, EUR CAD. Let's get a little bit more info on there. You can see it. It's in the buy zone. So why am I looking for a sell on this? Some guys might look for a buy. The Zeph's on there, and he might have a good reading thing for a buy. I just think the CAD's oversold, and I think the euro's overbought or overcooked, as I call it. So I think there might be downside. My reason why I'm going to leave it alone is I'm not that confident it's broken through to the downside, and it's been defended by that wick there. I'm not confident breaking up to the upside, defended by that wick. And it's not even the day, what's the day count? It's not even 10 hours old before the indecision's creeping in. So I looked at this morning, a potential short, but not good enough to advise as a trade idea because it's indecision, it's in the buy zone. I think it's overcooked the buy zone. There's no confirmation to go short. So a guy could put up an equally good case to buy it as well as sell it. So I think I shall stay on the sidelines. Not 80 full lots, is what you mean. Yeah. I can tell you, if I'm a guy and put 80 full lots in, I'd be an institutional person here. I won't be sitting here, I'm sorry to say, chat to you guys. I'd be in my New York, a penthouse suite there, dealing with $1 billion book. To be horribly honest. Why would it be New York? No, I'd be in a nice Cape Town penthouse suite in Bantry Bay or Clifton, something like that. Oh, well, anyway, so I'm going to sit on the sidelines on this one. Anybody any idea? I think Zeph's joined us. He's quite confident and experienced. Do you want to buy this, Zeph? Because I'm going to sell it. Well, unfortunately, Sean, I'm afraid yes. You're the same. Billionaires mix with billionaires. They do. It's the way it is. Yeah. I think I prefer Clifton to New York. I've been in New York, I've been in Clifton, and I prefer Clifton. Well, the only way to unlick your wounds, Kim, is to get some trades out to get that money back. I'll tell you that joke. Hey, the quickest way to make a small fortune is to go to Sun City Casino with a large fortune. Okay, so you're anyone who want to do this one? We'll wait on that. Okay, no other comment. I've got another one written down. I've got a few actually. ADE. Right, this unfortunately depends how you feel about the dollar. This is a pretty open-ended, straight idea. This. Just going to give a bit more information. It's in the neutral. I think the euro's overcooked. Do you see some dollar upside, or do you think you want to wait till tomorrow? There's no fundies coming out today. One or two normal ones come out of the week, but nothing particular major. I think Lagarde, the ECB president, speaking later on in the week, forget which day. But there's nothing that major. There's nothing coming out today. There's nothing major coming out this week apart from the normal ones, jobless claims, retail sales, a couple of them like that. But the bottom, which might be important because it might confirm the CPI area. But if you do see some dollar strength, you might be looking maybe a short here. Weak gold, strong dollar, you're right. So this one is, we see, again, it's only 10 hours old, but look at the wick coming in, the buyers defending it. So this is, I'm questioning this. As a short, it's in the neutral zone, even the higher zone. I think it's a bit overcooked, the euro. I think the dollar is undercooked, like I mentioned, but you can give a probably good answer and say, I think the dollar is going to weaken a bit more. Worldwide, it's been overcooked for a while, overvalued, to be honest. But I don't think the figures and potential out there, and interest rate cool off and hawkish stance going to change, is going to subsist at this level. I think it might not get to 111 or 112, but I think it could at least get to 107, 108, something like that, which means a bit of a pullback. On that assumption, does anybody want to risk going for this one? It's all a bit flip-flop after Thursday, Friday. You'd have been flip-flop if you'd been half an hour in the boxing ring, mentally speaking, with, what's your name, Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? I think we're going to get, I think, to be honest, when the markets open America up as 4, I think it's getting some massive profit taking. I think we're I'm looking for some shorts on the CFDs as well. I think it's a bullish swing, Max, yeah. That's also excellent point, Sophie. So I think that probably is more pushing me a little bit not to be as confident as the short. I see the potential of buying the dollar and shorting maybe the euro and selling the yen against it, maybe the GBP, Aussie, New Zealand, you name it, even CAD and CHF. I get all that. But unfortunately, what you just said there, Sophie, so I'm afraid to say I agree. I am a little bit nervous. I tell you I'm a little bit nervous. It's not been a decent move this morning. It's had 10 hours to do something, and it's only moved up 0.4. That's not a very confident, confirmed. It's not a confident, further, it's not a confident move up, and it's been hovering the last couple of hours. I think it convincing. That's right. I'd like to see a bit more of a convincing movement. Yeah, that's the best of the lot. I like to see more of a convincing movement, but some guys might be more confident, so I'm putting up for discussion. This is a trading room, a forum where we're learning by discussion, not where we argue each other down, but putting our points across so we can have a civilized conversation, as they say, where different points of view are listened to and undertaken. I'm not pushing my narrative, and you mustn't push yours like we do in the bloody political arena. We're not trying to cancel you for having a different opinion. We're learning, and we can see it. And I'm just saying, I see the short, but I want to see that dollar a bit more convincing. To me, I'm not convinced at the moment. I'm disappointed. I expect a far bigger move than the dollar upwards. It hasn't occurred. That's made me nervous. Sounds that song. That's that the Men at Work song. Saw a young lady, somebody, it made me nervous. That song, it's making me nervous. That could well be. That could well be. That's another point. Harper's score, yeah. So we'll move on then. Okay. GBP CHF. I can friend the GBP. GBP CHF. I think it's a possibility of some downside here. Technically speaking, as well as I like the Swiss more than I like the pound. It has been over the last day or two, but that was fundamentally driven. I think it's overdone. And that's why I expect a bit of a bounce in the dollar. To a certain extent, that has occurred, but not as much as I'd like. And that's what Safiso meant, and that's what I mean. It's not as being convincing as I would have expected and liked. Okay, I hope that's all clear. No, they're definitely going to earn interest, but the big talks are going to be 50 or 75 coming up. Definitely an interest rate. I can't say 100% definite, but let's take into account it's 50 or 75. There will be one as is expected. There's no guarantees, but the overall international expectation is going to be an interest rate as given. Will it be 0.5% or 0.75%? And there's been conflicting stuff coming out of the Fed saying there's still a problem out there. Inflation's still a problem. A little bit, what they say, a swallow doesn't make us, one swallow doesn't make a summer. One day of sunshine in the middle of winter doesn't mean to say it's going to be sunshine from there onwards. But that's clear. So I see a short on this one. Gardner sell zone is opened up in the sell zone, so technically speaking, that's a short. Do you still believe the pound is a bit maverick, is weaker than the Swiss today? I think it is. I think the potential short on this one is technically and fundamentally not bad at all. So who likes this one? Well, gas price, they're used to cheap oil. For them, it's expensive. Their whole economy is built on transport. Well, everyone in the world comes to that. So they're kicking up like stuck pigs over there. Not that they did anything about the wave there. They've got the Senate, by the way. They retained the Senate, the Democrats, and they still haven't got it on the House. It's dragged on for a week or so now, but it's pretty close, but it's going to be a slim majority. So, which is not good. I mean, whichever you vote, whether you vote that side or the other, you want a majority on either side to get the job done. It's so divided now. Whoever's the incumbent now is still an uphill battle because he's got no decent ammunition to work with. So it's not good to have a sort of a hang power or a hung power, should I say. Not good for either side. Not good for the people involved. I'm not solid politicians. It's not good for the man in the street. Oh, you mean like the GST thing you mentioned in the past we hadn't set up before VAT, where you buy, well, you see it's 10 Rand, and when you get to the till, it's 11 Rand 50 because it includes GST, or you go to a restaurant, go to a hotel, and you can't work out your budget because every time you budget to that, it's another 10, 11, 12% on top of the GST, which is ridiculous. You should include it in the price. You're not able to budget with. Okay, we can put a sell stop or anything, but anyone to go in at market? Oh, the world's mad because it's, well, it always has been bloody mad. The only sanity you ever get is in the trading room. Hey, guys, the trading room sanity. Anyway, joking apart, let's have a look here. Where can you put a stop here? Is that going to be too far? Too far? Let's use a 4 hour for it. Maybe above here. That's not too far. Yeah, maybe a stop up there. Anyone like to do this one? Put the position calculator up to encourage you. If you like it, I might even send out the group WhatsApp because honestly, I do quite like it. We can get a TP out of it. Get a TP down here, I think. 1.0894. That's better. That'll do you. 160 bucks a month. Why is it called something, isn't it? How far is that TP? Yeah. Okay, so nearly $10. I get a bit more than I thought. That's good enough. I don't want to make the stop loss any tighter. And if you look on the daily, probably get a better idea on that one. What's happened to that? What's happened to moving? Ah, there we are. It's way above the moving averages. So what do you think, guys? I quite like it. I have to say I like it. I'm putting my hand up and saying I like it. So if it goes wrong, I'll put both hands up and put it like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. And I'm sorry, use your horrible imagination. I'll put my backside on the video and you'll give me a virtual kick because I do quite like it. Okay, happy with that. Right, put it down. Just give me a moment because I'm going to send that out. Just give me a second with it. CHF sell, get the figures down. It will be a bit of a hold up. So look at some trade ideas. I've got a few to back us up. It's going to be sent out 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? That's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1.1. Put it all at zeros. Not forget that 5, by the way. That's called 1.1. That's a round figure. What's the risk on it? It's about $10, isn't it? 34, 45. Not quite. It's about $9 actually. Or 160. Right, give me a few seconds, guys. Think of fantastic, interesting stuff you come up with when I come back. So it will take a moment or two to get this out. If I rush it, it's going to be gobbledygook or wrong figures and typos and God knows what. Just get rid of this thing up there. Just going to be chill, guys. Just finish doing that. Okay, where were we? Okay, minimize that. So I'll get the stuff back up again. Okay, minimize that. Okay, knock that off. You should all have it by now. Okay, right. Next thing we got up. Good stuff. I got that written down. The right information, no typos. Good enough. Right. Okay. Now NZDCAD. Right. Neutral zone. Bit of indecision. Not keen on that. Start off my immediate attraction on it. Okay. Or immediate wariness. I don't like indecision on anything really. Well, I often have that myself. Do I agree with the downside? Yes, I do. I prefer to be down than up on this one. I think NZD is overcooked. It's a strong currency. I still believe the Canadian, and it's gone up since, when's that date? October to November. In about a month, it's gone up nearly 500 pips. It's due for a pullback. It's in the neutral zone. And where can we get a stop loss? Above here. Somewhere that's 40, 50 pips. Can we go up here? It's too far. It's quite far, but I quite like it a long way away. And we go right down here. That's 100, we even go down here somewhere. I see a potential one on this, maybe more close down there, somewhere like that. I have to say I like the look of this one so far. I got it down. It looks familiar. Maybe I wrote it down as well. No, I don't haven't. Okay, well, it's a good one anyway. NZD CAD, I should write it down. I like it. Okay, yeah, on the weekly, it's in the sell zone. I like that. Where this is too far, but anyway, it's up there. That's fine. 4 hour. Let's have a look at that one. Seems to be holding. Make sure the information's there. Yeah, it seems to be holding as it tries to pop up. And I was going to tell me to put on anyway. Yeah, it's trying to pop up. Sellers come in. I like it. Okay, we'll do that in a minute, Sean. I just want to do one thing at a time. NZD CAD, I think I've got that written down. What have I to look at? No, I haven't. So I'll write that down now. 10 NZD CAD. Got quite a bit after yesterday. I presume you look at a sell. We'll discuss it in a minute. Yes, you are. Right. Okay, this is the one that's been come up with. Whose idea was it, by the way? Wait, mine. I missed it somehow. Okay, Mike McLean. Who likes this one? Mike McLean, and I agree with him. Just quickly look at Brent while you're making your mind up. Brent still, 95, it's above, it's still doing okay. Okay, Devon likes it, and Sean likes it, and that's good enough. So we'll put this up and see what we get out of it. Put a bit further up. I'm going to put it right up here, out of the way. It's going to take some shocking movement to get right up there, and we'll take it down to where we'll take it down to here somewhere. Even low if we need. 7.9, it's a nice round figure. There we are. Might help. 1.7, that's fine. 140 bucks is fine. I like that one. If it works out, thanks, Mike. If it doesn't, I shall cry. I like it. Who likes it? Who likes it? So something else cropped up there. Okay, well, enough people like it. So NZD CAD sell 0.80, call it 90, 0.82, or 82, 99. Goodness, sake, 0.79. Right, I like this. So I'm going to post that to head office. If they're okay, I'll send it out on the South African group. Give me a moment. Will take time, but it's important to get it out to everybody. Right, give me a moment. It's taken off, you could do. So I thought short it, maybe think of actually Seth. I've got a feeling he might have been going long there. So I probably has done. Just 1 second. Just give me another moment. Why has that not been sent? Do it again. Sorry about that. Is it? Thanks very much for telling me that. I really puts me in a good mood. Good. Ah. Okay, let's minimize that. Okay, I hope you've all got that now. If you want it, I've written it down. So let's go back to it. So it's got quite a bit to do. So you've got to be on it here. Otherwise, you get typo errors. Make sure that's sorted. Good enough. Right, NZD. Okay, what was the other one after that? NZD going back up there. If I missed it, repeat again. There's a hell of a lot on there. So I've missed one after NZD. EuroCAD is taking off. We'll look at that quickly. EuroCAD is, people say taking off, and look at it, it's not exactly taking off. But taking off is not, how much is that? 8 pips, not taking off. It jumped 40, 50, and we're talking. Okay, so it's not exactly taking off. But anyway, not much happening. JPY for a buy, AUD is coming off. Is it coming off 2 pips? People get so emotional because it's so transparent. They're getting me the panic. It's coming off what happened. It's only about 3-4 pips. Up and down. That's what you mean. Maybe talk a bit loud there. Let's do the daily. What's it come off? Do the 15 again. Come off. Yeah, about 12.13. What was our price anyway? See, 93.20. No, it's not. It's doing okay. AUD/JPY is doing nicely. I see what you mean. Where did it go just now? Shot up there. Oh, I see what you're on about now. It went right up to 93.54 and it's come off 14 pips, but it's still way above our entry. So we're doing okay. Sure. Careful. You're getting me all hot and bothered there. AUD this morning. We'll come to that in a minute. I'm a bit wary of the dollar, like Safisa was mentioning. That's why I'm a little bit wary of the dollar, because I looked at that amongst other dollar ones. AUD/JPY, GBP/JPY. Right, that's on the daily. What do you want to do with this one? You want to buy it? Okay, Marius. I tend to hear you actually, and it was mentioned this morning. I think you wrote it down to chit chat about it. It was mentioned this morning. My reservation is I want to see a break here of this 50 as a confirmation. Look, indecision Friday, and look, as it hit there, the sellers came in. You can see I'll make it even more clear. See, the sellers are coming in here, and it's not taking this out. Try the week, anything more on that one? Give it a moment and stuff comes through. Not telling you much there, okay. 4 hour. It's not breaking above much. You see what I mean? So from that reason, and I'm going quite quick because I'm practicing, I do all the time, but to speed up for you guys and come back to the pace, Marius, I want to see that 50-day moving average confirmed break before I buy it. Anybody agree with Marius? Anybody disagree with him? Anyone agree with me? Disagree with me? Anyone got their own opinions? Anybody like it? Do you want to check an hour, a 10 minute, or 1 minute, or 5 minute, or whatever, to confirm? But the seller defending at the moment. I think I'd rather buy it above there, confirm break, or break a bite down here. Better, but this is not quite breaking through. Or do you think it's going to break through and you want to get in a decent price and be aggressive? Those are the things to be looking at. Sean's looking for good entries, so we're together on that one. Anybody have any comments on GBP/JPY? Leave it alone, buy it here, buy a break, sell it, I don't know. Got to all join in this, getting knowledgeable now, and this is a conference forum, not conference, sorry, a forum discussion where we all learn, everybody, including everybody. Okay, Mike, I'm going to leave for now for those reasons. Morris, do you have to go for it now, or do you want to leave for now? What's your opinion? Come on, you need to move this along. We've got quite a bit to do. Only got half an hour left. Yes or no will suffice. You wait for a break. Okay, right, move on. Okay, what's the next one? GBP, where were we now? GBP. Okay, so missed it. Remind me. GBP/JPY, AUD/USD. And what about that dollar? It's not confirmed. It's what's that word you used again? It's not convincing. It's not convincing. And now in the last hour, it's come back to 106.55. It is not convincing. Otherwise, more convincing. What a pleasure. We could be short in the euro, the Japanese, the AUD, the NZD, the GBP, the CHF, the Canadian against the dollar. I'm holding off on all of them at the moment for those reasons. I looked at all of them and I want to see a confirmation. I'm not getting a convincing move up yet. So for that reason, I'm going to stay aside on the dollar for the moment, which means I'm staying aside on this one clearly. Although I think somewhere along the line we could get a possibility for short, but not at the moment. That's my opinion. If you took a sell, I personally, if you're in, I'd hang on in there, of course, and I'm happy you're on the short rather than the long. I'm just personally to enter now. I'm not that happy with that DXY. It's come back off the last couple of hours. I don't think he knows what's going on. I think I'll go against Safisa again, not convincing. Wait for New York opening. See if we get something coming out of that. Good thing is there's no fundamentals that I know of, economically speaking, is going to stuff up the day today. There might be a bomb going off somewhere that I can't control, but at least we haven't got economic fundamentals. It's a trading, not a trending day. So, yeah. Just a second, I'm going to check the WhatsApp. See, Meryl's joined. I can only do something about that later after 11 o'clock. If you're not on there, Meryl, you've got over 2.5 grand, I'll put you on with pleasure. Okay, right. Thanks for listening for. I'm going to send it out on the group WhatsApp. But I'll check into that afterwards, Meryl. I can't do it at the moment. I'm the TR, as you now know. So I'm just sending this out. Give me a moment, guys, please. GBP, what was it? GBP, I've lost it now. CHF. I really need to concentrate because otherwise I send out gobbledygook. The guys wouldn't be happy with that. GBP, CHF. Got them out. Right. So NZD, USD, and these leave for the moment. AUD, NZD, AUD, NZD, and the rest of them. Okay. Fine. So that's fine. I want to look at a couple I've got written down. Yeah, GBP, CHF. We did that one, so that's good enough. GBP, USD. I'm going to leave that for now. NZD, JPY. NZDJP, where is it now? Look, like gas is not doing too bad. About 6 months later, slight exaggeration. NZDJPY. Yeah, I sort of looked at a possibility of a buy on this one. I've been on about, I think the Japanese yen is really, really overbought. It's in the buy zone. It's gone from down there back into the buy zone. We put a stop down here. Can we put it down here? It's a bit too far away. If we put it down here, yeah. So only trouble this spike, but I think that was just the Friday carry on. Look at that. I'm up and down. This is Friday decision. I don't have to be that low. Put it down here somewhere. That's going to give about a 70 pip. Take it up there. Take it up here. Take it up here. Take it up here. Yeah. Just put that in to remind me. That good enough or that too low? That's not going to work, sorry. I think that's going to work. So I've got the figures wrong. Make it there. And the stop loss down here somewhere, 84.30. That'll do. That plenty pressure on to the top of the head. I see a possibility of a buy here. It's like, surely sound like a spaceship there. Trying to find a good re-entry there, man. Okay, yeah. Anyone like the look of this one? Should I look at a bit more detail? 1 week. Near the bottom of the range, 4 hour. Start to make its move. Few sellers are coming, I get that. 1 hour, a little bit of a hump on the 1 hour here. I get that as well. You might find that a little bit of an obstacle. Anything on the 15-minute telling you anything? A little bit on the 15 minutes, it's starting to get going. You might say we might get a better price back at 85. That might be an idea, around about 85. Anyone like to look at this as a buy? I think 85 is going to hold. And yeah, I see some upside there. What do you think of that, guys? Wait for a break or a pullback, okay? RR, please. Right, before I go for any figures, are you happy for a pending at 85 or do you want to get market? Gerard? How come I haven't got that one down? Yeah. GB, okay, that's the one that's been giving me so much solid jip over the last several weeks. Still see a sell there, but it's just not getting going. We'll have a look at it again just now. Pending, okay, we'll do the pending. I'm more comfortable with that myself. 85, you happy with 85? The round figure. Right, we're got the stop. We'll stick to this area here, 84.30. And the TP, that's probably a bit too far. 86.70, maybe 86.50. Maybe make it a little bit tighter. TP down to there should do it. Somewhere there. That should do it, yeah. How about that? 80, just under 85 odd around a micro. It's not too bad either. Somewhere about 160, 190 around a micro. It's not too bad. Gives the guys with smaller amounts a bit of a chance to get in. Because the guys in 500 or 600 couldn't get onto the prelims, didn't have enough risk capital. But these guys got a chance on the smaller amounts. Remember, guys, you got 1,000 or less, you couldn't have done the other two. The risk was too high on the micro. You've got to look at the risk. You can't do the maths. You cannot do this business. You've got to have basic numerical literacy, knowledge or whatever. You've got to look at that. Got less than $1,000. The previous two, which NZD and GBP, you can't do. The risk is too high. And if you don't know why, then you can't do this job because it should be glaringly straightforward. We're not here to teach you trick maths, basically. Okay, who likes this? Good, okay, good enough, getting down. Whose idea was it anyway? GB, NZD, JPY. Somebody's idea, wasn't mine. Who the hell's idea was this? Oh, it was mine. Oh, okay. I'm happy with that. NZD, JPY, sell, buy. So. Okay, 85.00. Remember, it's a pending order, guys. We want a better price. If you go in now, the risk reward will be all up to maggots. 86, call it 1.5 as a TP. And that's $7. Or what's that say there? 86. Okay. You happy with that? Okay. Great. I'll just post it on the group head office. It's going to give me the thumbs up, and I'll post it on the QT group. What's happening now? So I'd come up to do it again. Why is it not coming up? So I'll do it again. It didn't come up with a thing. Fucking slave. Come on. Now what? I don't know, something wrong with the system now. I'm holding everybody up now. It's annoying me this. I have to go back and cancel. Can't just now. It's a pending order, so I mustn't panic. Looks like we missed it anyway. It's going to knock the WhatsApp off. I'm having some problem with it. I think it's frozen. It's like my WhatsApp's frozen. Okay. All right, can't do much about that now. Right, what was that? Are they moving in the right direction? Okay. Moving is not good enough. Thank you. Right direction. Okay. That's it. Okay, it's knocked off. Just give me a moment as it regroup because I've got to get this out. There's an issue somewhere. Okay, well, we've got it saved anyway. Yes, I have. Good. Right, okay, so move on from that one. We've missed it anyway. Well, we haven't missed it. We've got to wait for football back, so it's not a panic on it. That's the major thing. I can't. Just send me a WhatsApp, Kuda, as a reminder. If you got over £2.5 grand, that is. I can't put you on below that. And I'll check the others. But if you don't waste my time, please, you've got this next. I've got to check it out, and you haven't, and I can't. Okay, but I'll do it with pleasure, Kuda. If you've got £2.5 grand or more, I'll put you in the group. If you have, please send me a WhatsApp. I think you got my number. I'll put it down anyway again. Roger, this is important. So holding everyone up is important. This trading support the things working all right. Support. Only WhatsApp. It gets hell of a busy. People say, you know, I've got to spend 2 hours. I can't. It has to be the trading room. Remember, minimum £2.5 grand. It gets busy. Please, I've got to search into it to find the admin. Well, it's clear, £2.5 grand or more. You'll still get MT5 ideas. We won't get as many, but you will, and you won't get daily updates. It's worthwhile doing this properly and getting the right amounts to do it. if you can. But it's nothing to stop you WhatsApping or come to trading or WhatsApping for trading advice, or even asking for a trading signal or responding to MT5 mailbox. No problem there. But to be on the WhatsApp group as a member, like the word member, £2.5 grand minimum. But please, when you WhatsApp me, put in your full names and real account number. Otherwise, I'm going to chase you and it's time consuming and I might miss you. Okay. Give me the information. Don't let me drag it out. That's the one. Be forthcoming, I think the word is. Okay, right. NZD, the other one was the dollar one. We're leaving for the moment because not much is happening there. I want to discuss, open at 4:30 opening. We maybe discuss them later on at 4 o'clock. I've got a few to look at as well on the share side. The other one I was looking at, you might have missed it. No, I think you might have missed it. I want to get in near the 4,000 mark as a short in the S&P. Why I'm picking on that instead of the NAS is because it gives everybody an opportunity to get in. The NAS and the Dow is only guys with larger amounts to do it. Please, guys, I beg of you, do not do the NAS or the Dow if you've got accounts on the NAS, preferably 5 grand or more, preferably 8, 10 grand or more on the Dow. Below that sum, you're going to get margin call at some stage, or you're going to get lucky, but rather work on you're not going to get lucky and you get margin called. You know what I'm saying? People with smaller accounts, they can't do that, but they can do the S&P if they like the index or the indices. I see that, but I want to get at 4,000. I do see a bit of upside. The market's going to come off a little bit. It's gone up too much with a stop above here and a TP down there. Okay, anyone want to do the S&P 500 to the Saturday? Or would you rather wait a little bit later and see some bit more of recovery in the dollar, which I wouldn't blame if you did. But please, the NAS is only those who got the time to do it. I see too many guys on 500 to 1 with a few $100 in their account doing the NAS. That is screaming for a margin call. Remember what it does on opening at 4:30? It can jump 100, 150 pips. A 600, 700, 800 account can't handle that. It will be stopped out. Margin called. Okay, you're going to hang 5 on that. Fair enough. You're in profit. Good stuff. Well done, Philip. Yeah, I do see downside. So just what about that dollar getting moving? I don't know what's not. Oh, that might have different names, like a Henry name. I got your point there. Where's John Conway? Right, we'll do that one again, see if we can get some sense out of this time. This is a pending order, eh? Which one's it? NZDJPY? Just make sure it's correct. Just give me some silly bugger here. Yes, it is. Good enough. Okay, good enough. Just got a response to that. Obviously, got quite a few out today, so we might not agree to sending it out. But so that being as may, the TR guys like it, they can do it. That's NZDJPY. And we're getting a 2 or 3 cent out of the US later on as well to discuss, which we'll discuss again at 4. Okay, right, for 4:30 opening, good enough. But none to stop you if you've got the money in your account to do the others we discussed as well. That is your choice. That's the beauty of joining your trading room. Okay. It came up with pending there. Sorry, I sent the wrong place. Sorry, I meant to send it there. Never mind, ignore that. You got my number, haven't you? Did I put my number down? I think I sent the wrong one. I'll send it down again anyway. Roger, ignore that pending. You were supposed to go to the WhatsApp. Trading support. Amazing, eh? Sometimes you get everything, and other days you can't find anything at all, and it drags on. This has been quite a energetic session, eh? Okay, so I've sent it out. There you are. If you haven't got my WhatsApp, there it is. You still get over under 500. You won't. I'm be honest. If you got below 500, you're wasting your time. I'm going to be horribly honest with you. You're wasting your time. If you've got 500 more, you'll get empty. Even that, it's a bit tendency to say the least. At least you'll get MT5 mailbox when they occur. They'll be posted there, and you can always WhatsApp for some advice if you want it. But don't ask me like one guy with 50 bucks in his account can have the position size calculator. Well, I mean, you can't get any more than 0.01 or 500 when you can't enter anyway. You haven't got enough margin. So please use a bit of common sense. So yeah, you still get advice on it, but the volume is 0.01. Can't only add any value. You can't diversify because you haven't got enough money. And if you've got a higher leverage account, you're tempted to go into more because you can. The margin's smaller, and all you do is you ask you for margin call. You're undercapitalized. You need capital in the capital system, or you've got to build it slowly. Don't try and think I've got a slow car and it's going to overtake a Ferrari, because that ain't going to happen unless you get very, very lucky. You can't rely on that. I made a 40 million out of a 10 rand when I bought what do you call it, a lottery ticket, but it's not investment advice. That's the lack of enormous order. Bear that in mind. Sorry to spoil that, but a lot of guys are living on the dream. It's not always the same as reality. Bear that in mind. Okay. Somebody's just joining now, unless they got kicked out on the Wi-Fi. Okay, right. Where were we? Blah, blah, blah. Yep. We'll leave the shares till later. I'm just going to recap. It's been quite a hectic session. We've got some stuff out now. We've got 3 or 4 to look at later on the share section. The dollar's one I want to look at as well. We'll see if we can get any movement on the dollar later on, any consistency. That's the word we're looking for, which we're not getting at the moment. So we'll steer clear of the dollar for the time being, and so you get some consistency. If we can start buying the dollar and selling the other side. Okay. But thank you. That's what I like to hear. Rooms recovering means you're doing okay. I want to hear that. We all don't want to hear bad news, but that's why we don't go to the doctor. We just want to hear good news. And the doctor often tells us what we don't want to hear. I'm just the same as everybody else. So it's nice to hear that. Yeah. We're quite quick to sort of have the complaints and say somebody's no good, but it's nice to come up and say when it is good. And that's encouraging. I remember years ago, I was actually engaged to a lady who says, Roger, I don't see any monuments built to a critic. I thought it was quite a good point, that. Heroes, yes, critics, no. Thanks, Robert. Glad you joined us. I think you're fairly new to this. That's great. You're picking stuff up. Yes, it's an excellent way to work. I'm telling you, we've spent the last couple of minutes to go over a couple of things now. We've got all the trade ideas till later on. We're not doing any more now. The wick is a great area to tell immediately what the buyers and sellers are doing. All you want to know, you can put all the fancy names you like under it, but basically business is about what buyers and sellers are doing. You've got a great house, fantastic house, but if there's no buyers, you can say it's worth X million, but if there's no buyers, it doesn't mean anything. You got a terrible house, but everyone says, I like the air, I'm going to buy it anyway. Doesn't mean to say it's a terrible house. People are going to buy it, so the price is going to go up. You get the general idea. So buyers and sellers, what it's all about, in a nutshell. All the mystique around it is all great fun, and you can suddenly get lost in the mystique and forgetting the initial real point behind this is trading, look at the buyers and sellers and getting an overall picture so you get a reasonable opportunity of a percentage in our favor of the trade. Not 100, Preferably not 50. That's total gambling. Go to Monty's. You want to do that. Preferably around about the 60% upwards. Ticks to the plus or to the minus. 60 ticks plus, 40 minus, or better. You got yourself a trade. Stop loss protects you. You got your volumes right. You got your position size calculator to make sure if it does go wrong, it's going to annoy, not deeply hurt you, and you can live to another day. You will need knowledge, of course, bits and pieces. TradeRoom provides it. Experience, that's time, but I try and provide some experience, and so do the guys here who've done it before. And unfortunately, like it or not, you need capital. If you don't have the capital, you want to start, no problem. But please, I beg of you, understand it'll take a long time. I absolutely don't expect miracles. There's too many guys buying into systems where they're going to find the pill that solves all, and then disappointment is ultimately going to come about. If you haven't got it, ain't going to happen. I keep chasing Elizabeth Hurley. She doesn't even come back to me. Why? Because she's a 10 and I'm not. Simple as that. That's interesting. Is that a good direct read? Yeah, everything you never knew. Yeah. Okay. And I bet you like, when you've read through that book, like most things common sense. We tend to, unfortunately, cloud our minds with unrealistic expectations, and then sort of aggressively defend when somebody points out that's dream, that's not reality. Get quite shirty as well. I'm taking my business elsewhere. Well, I don't think anybody else wants your 100 Rand business, I'm sorry to say. So it's not a threat that's going to shake the foundation of the company. Common sense. Okay, thanks, Sean. Okay, right, that's wrapped up for now. We've covered a heck of a lot. Newer guys, I'm sorry I didn't spend much time on you because we had quite a bit to cover, so we had to go at speed. But I'll just give a little moment to remember, this is not a one-off class where you're going to study, get the idea. This is an ongoing forum. I clarify, if you're not sure of some of the stuff, I haven't had time to do it today, but I will do it the 4 o'clock session where I put on the DXY, the yields and the economic calendar. I'll copy and post in the chat line for you. We can save in your browser. If you're not sure the brown, the blue line is, spend maybe a bit more time. But this is a trading room. There's a lot going on in the trading area. That takes precedence. So you just got to stick it out and stick with us. Hope that makes sense, and build it up. If you think you're going to be a Formula One driver after half a lesson, I'm sorry to say you won't, even if you're a genius. Stick with it. Common sense. Okay. If you think I go on about it a bit, you'd be staggered how many people out there can't get that basic common sense. Okay. That's why I go on about it, to try and get them, so they, for their sake, not mine, you know, for their sake. Okay, right. Thank you, finally. Thank you for the support, guys. Keep coming, and then you will understand everything. Absolutely sure. Thanks for the backup there. Not everything, but certainly enough to hopefully make a decent amount of money out of it. That's the basic. You're not going to know everything, no. The only two people that should know everything is Sean and myself. Okay, otherwise it's not going to happen. Hey, Sean, only kidding. Okay. Okay, guys. That's obviously only a joke. But yeah, stick with it. Have your stuff written down. Bring a pen and paper. If you're not sure, you can just jot it down or remind a question you want to ask. And sometimes it goes a lot. You've got to be on it. If it's quieter, it can take more time, depending on the situation. Okay. Everything and nothing. That's also true. I like that. Yeah. I think it was Stephen Fry. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's quite a famous guy in the UK. And he once said, if ignorance is bliss, how come there's so many unhappy people in the world? Never forgotten about that. Okay, guys, coming up to 11. Catch you later on. Go well, and hope you can all make it. And newcomers, don't get frightened. It's always frightening something new. Stick at it. I promise you, if you've got basic arithmetic and read and write and understand the language spoken, which is international, I'm afraid, with the language not as English, then we should move forward. Cheers, guys. Thanks, admin. Not sure what admin is. Might be the boss for all I know. It's a